Hey guys. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Still trying to learn how to do this YouTubing. Oh, can we hear? I spent a whole hour yesterday with no sound. So yeah, I wasn't redoing it yesterday. But at least, hey Alexa, put my alarm on for 30 minutes.
30-minute alarm set for 12:35 p.m.
Thank you. When I say I'm going to try to make this short and sweet. Still trying to figure out this. Okay, guys. So what we're gonna let me see. Bestie, tap in. I hope you can tap in so you could tell me if everything looks, lighting is okay, if things are decent. Please, prayerfully, we can get through this without my animals barking. Where do we begin? Please bear with me also because I do have like a whole slew of my binder with notebooks and papers, and I tried to organize what I'm going to do and say because I don't want to ramble and I don't want to take up too much of your time. Today is day 22 of my 30-day community challenge. Hi guys, my name is Savannah. Those who know me in real life, hey girl, hey, how y'all doing? Uh, I just wanted to anyway, so let's speed up. Okay, so day 22 of the 30-day communion challenge. I discovered Covered by God with following Tiffany Montgomery since about May. I started fasting since June. We fast every 3 days of the month. And when I tell you, baby, things have happened speedily. When I put God first, and I put him in the head of my business as well. Because as many of you know, I kind of dibble and dabble in being an entrepreneur. Did mom and mom sales when the children were little. I sell on eBay. I sold online. Family of entrepreneurship, and me coming back into roots, and trying to just figure out how to organize my life as well as business for my children. One day I discovered that I felt as if my children did not have the covering that I carry. Okay. So as a little girl, I knew I had a light. For some reason, I knew I was special. I knew things came to me a certain way. I knew I got things. I knew I was favored, I guess. I looked at it as being in the flesh or spoiled. But certain things happened to me supernaturally as a child. Many of you, my real friends, y'all already know. Some of y'all already know the situation and how special your girl is. So now it's just me accepting the reality that, okay, bro, you're different, sis. You have to walk with a different beat. You know what I mean? You got to walk in your own lane. You can't follow, the path like everyone else because everyone doesn't have your path either. So you got to make a lane for yourself. See, I'm trying. All done. Please, all done. Let's not let the big ones. I bet you I got Amazon delivery. Sandy, all done. Sit. All done. I think it is Amazon. Anyway, so I've been with Covered by God since, like I said, May 24th, and I believe my spirit guides led me to discover Tiffany Montgomery, Covered by God. Who I want to say this ministry was made exactly for me because why? I am the granddaughter who had a super praying grandmother who has been covered her entire life and who's really only known it now. You hear me? So if y'all look at the photo, that photo came in 2011 and I was really just feeling like I missed my family. I had my son, my nephew was there. No one was in the house when I took the photo besides my son and I. And I just missed them. It wasn't like I was calling out to them. It was just, I guess I was. Look, but I just missed them. I missed them. My babies wasn't, didn't know the love for my Auntie Val. If y'all knew my Auntie Val, baby, I mean, she was a Cancer. If y'all know cancers, and see, I just she died of cancer, and she was a Cancer. Her birthday was July 3rd, June 24th. My other aunt, excuse me. Okay. So anyway, but she just, all of sunshine, a light, a light, a light. You hear me? Literally, she had 0 children, but her nieces and her nephews, we were her children. Okay. So then you got my grandmother. I had 3 grandmothers because my grandfather remarried. And I mean, a lot of love in my family, as a child growing up. So, like I said, with that being said, I started to feel as if the day that they came, or spirit guides, or whatever you want to say, I don't know, because at the time, uh, I was just, praying and just missing that I was 12 when my uncle was killed. So I miss your voice. I don't remember you. I was 19 when my aunt passed. So I'm missing your sound and I'm missing my grandma's laugh. It's just, damn, I'm forgetting, So it was that feeling. And then they appear. Well, they didn't appear because, like I said, I didn't physically see them, but I felt them when they left. I was taking a camera. I had a digital camera at the time. So I took a picture and it was in color. And then something says, now that I know what the something is, it's the Holy Ghost speaking to me, a voice that I've had and heard ever since I was a little girl that I literally have been ignoring. So yeah, a voice that we hear that we ignore. Anyway, so I switched it to black and white. I took the photo and then I felt a whisk. When I say even my curtains moved, you hear me? I knew what it was. Nothing scared me because I remember that day when I was crying out and whatever. I'm just like, don't scare me. I know I'm a little special. I know, but please, whatever you do, just don't scare me. Don't scare me. I don't want to be frightened. And that's what happened. So I just remember feeling the wind, and then Stephen comes crawling towards me, and I just hold him and I just cry, basically. Stephen has had a lot of supernatural instances as well as a baby. When he was small, just like that, he was crying and following behind me with the sippy cup. And I was running to the kitchen to go rinse his cup out to give him juice. And when he stopped midway in the doorway and literally like in his air, he stopped. He's smiling. His binky popped out his mouth and he's just in a trance and then goes away. And then he comes and holds my leg. And I'm like, what did you see? What were you doing? And he runs and goes get this little angel statue and he brings it to me. Like I said, anyway, I will post a link to my old blog, and I posted that blog when I finally discovered that photo. So if y'all want to check out the original blog with those pictures, I have more pictures posted just because I'm doing this live and I'm starting to make a YouTube footprint. You know what I mean? I'm going to actually try to find the original files because, baby, it is what it is. I'm going to find the original files because I don't need nobody talking. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like I said, I'm sorry. I am the product of, well, you know what? I'm not sorry that I'm favored. How about that? And I am the product of having a praying grandma, Tiffany. She said, if you're following Tiffany Montgomery and we heard her say, we have three with people and they do the same sin. One has a praying grandma and moves on, but the other ones, run, stumble along the way, basically. So I had the praying grandma. I'm here. I did also stumble along the way, don't get me wrong, but I know I have covering. Like you never forget. I was in found myself at pimping her, you know what I'm saying? So I was selling, I was pimping her. Anyway, living in this house that I was in, let's just say I was in the bedroom and I never lock the door because the door lock, I couldn't I'm going to pull up a photo so y'all can see. I didn't actually know how to lock this door because it was not just like a door lock. It was and I didn't ask cuz I didn't feel frightened. I wasn't scared, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like where the freak is that picture? Cuz it wasn't like anyway, so one day, a lot of people came in and out of this house, men, women, drivers, girls, dealers, everybody came in and out this house. Okay. I stayed up, I posted online, I had a lot of girls, I drove a lot of girls. So with that being said, anyway, so one particular night, some dude was at the house. He wasn't a driver, but he was a friend of a driver, and they said, let him just chill here while I go do calls with the girls or whatever. And we did. We let him chill at the house, drinking, getting a little party on. I guess I was flirting with him, and I don't remember because when I drink, I get kind of sleepy. So I remember going into the bedroom and I laid across the bed. And this particular day, once I looked at that door, the way to lock it shown itself. And I had been in this bedroom for months and I had never locked this door. You hear me? That's why I'm trying to find it. Cause it was it was a piece of 2x4 that I literally had to pull up from the side of the wall to go over to be locked into this metal thing. You know what I mean? That was bolted on the wall. All this time, it's a piece of freaking wood hanging, and I didn't freaking know what it was. You know what I mean? Honestly, I didn't until my wasted ass went to bed, and I'm looking, and I'm literally laying across the bed, and I look up, and I know now this goes here and here. Oh, okay. Bomb. I'm locked myself in the door. There was no breaking through that motherfucker because it was like a 2x4, literally locked in the door. So the next morning, when I woke up, the girls in the house were like, "Girl, the guy you were talking to, who, what's the driver's friend or whatever, he was banging at your door, girl, all freaking night. I don't know what you said to him. He was blowing your phone up. We told him you was sleeping, passed out, but he stayed there. He literally just left, a couple hours before I woke up or whatever." And I'm like, wow. Trust me, he would have knew how to lock that door if he would have came in there. Not saying things could have happened because, like I said, I wasn't in. Don't But you never know. I just say I'm protected. Um, and my accidents could have been worse, but like what I could say, I'm protected. Um, I don't know. Like I said, the only prison that I put myself in, like I said, was that I became Lot's wife, and I looked back. When I met my husband, I loved him. I liked him. We partied. We had a lot of fun. Uh, but then I became pregnant planning our wedding, and I really wasn't ready to be mama. But being raised with, okay, you see it. Okay, anyway, so like I said, I wasn't ready to be a mother. Okay, I had my first abortion when I was 19, and you only have one abortion apparently. So come with me meeting him, mind you, I'm like 25, 26. I still wasn't, I wanted to, but I'm like, all right, he cool. Okay, fine. You already had a daughter. Okay, fine. We'll figure this out. My brain wasn't fully there. I think I was wanting a daughter more than a son, or just a child in general. I wasn't thinking, that's all it was. You weren't thinking. And then you dealt with grief because I did bore a son over a daughter. I didn't, my fear weight was 120. I had bulimia. In all reality, I didn't, I wanted to be small. I didn't want to gain weight. I didn't want my first to be a boy. It was just a lot going on. So, literally was not ready to become nobody's mama. And then since my husband's a redhead, I remember being so scary that he was going to be one of the brown skinned babies with super orange red hair. And I literally was like, oh my God, what did I do? And I remember friends, if you was one of the ones I talked to back when I was pregnant with Steven, please forgive me. Like I literally was so, oh my, what have I done? Seriously. So, yeah, with that being said, mommyhood kind of shook me to the core. So, me being Lot's wife for the next 14 years, just because I looked back, and you turn into a pillar song. Okay, you hear me? And it was only purely, it was depression, postpartum, suicidal, only purely just because I wasn't where I wanted to be when I created life. When I created life, I knew what kind of mommy I wanted to be. I wanted to be one that stayed home with her babies. I wanted to be one that was in the school. I wanted to be one that was, I was just there. Like I remember, it was a mom when I was, what do you call it, dance class, and her girl. When I say this little girl was on point, every little sock and shoe was ziplock. We knew what she wore at competitions. I'm everywhere. I got to dig over here to look for this, dig over here. It was certain mommy hooding that I knew I wanted to instill, and it was organization completely and wholly. It was being there. It was not not wanting my children to miss me. Like I literally miss my mom so much when I was little because she worked 2 jobs. Can't be mad at her, mommy. I love you. She worked so much. I was like literally mad that I wasn't just baby. When I say I'm my mama's skin, bro, y'all weird, and everybody want to talk about how we in to put the kids out the bed. Bitch, I slept with mama until I was 12, and I will still sleep with her today. Y'all are crazy. Like if my grandma's was here, I would still be in their bed today. Like y'all some weird people, just real weird. Put your babies up out the bed, bro. Bye. Anyway, no, yes. Like I said, and my children will what? Sleep with my mama. Like, no, y'all are weird. Um, anyway, like I said, we just have a light that shines bright, and being put in situations where there is any form of darkness that wants to dim our light, we just have to be very careful. And with that being said, I'll bring up my daughter's situation. At her old school, she used to love school. Sky loved school, just a bright light. You met her. If y'all know, what is it called? What's the cartoon with the damn ponies? Da-da-da-da. She was Pinkie Pie. What's that? My Little Pony. And if y'all know Pinkie Pie, the bounciest, little goofiest, little bubbliest pony, the happiest pony ever. that has been my child. Okay. All the way up until she went to fifth grade. Fifth grade she became Maud. Maud, was that her sister? Her sister, the black pony, just bare, just boring. And I'm like, what is wrong with my child? Now she kept telling me she was being bullied or something was going on at school. So yes, I did with my due diligence. I went to the school, talked to the principal, talked to the teacher, talked to this, talked to that. She wasn't being open yet, or to me, or we weren't hearing her, something. Granted, we're at a new school. She's in sixth grade. So the night before, she brought up her bully situation. And basically, uh, it was three girls and one brown boy. So the three girls are not her color, but not. So they just had to remind her that she was not their color, you know, because it was no other reason to why. It was she's just unconfused to why. And then the little boy just wanted to, he was a brown boy. He just wanted to be, because he liked the white girls. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So at first we never want to play race in it, because my daughter is my skin. You hear me? And then she told me she started to feel bad that, she was mixed and she's brown, because these white girls were making her feel a certain kind of way. So her light really started to go light dim. So the last night when she was talking to me about the situation, we both hear it clearly now. And now I know that it's only it wasn't talking, the children weren't talking to her. It's the darkness in in the children that were trying to dim her light. And that's what they were doing, because she still kept saying words like mental health and anxiety. And I'm like, bro, why would you have any of this? Fifth grade was my favorite. Fifth, fourth, fifth, I loved school. So, I didn't even get what she's at until, like I said, that 13, 14 range, when I was awkward stage for me from going from Cali back to Detroit. So anyway, I just wasn't understanding. We finally understand. Now she started to say, and once I told her that, baby, it's your light. You got to realize Satan cannot get back into heaven, can he? So he's going to try to bring everybody down that he can. Don't let him dim your light. And then she brings up, what'd she say to me? She said something about mental health, and I kind of shot it down. And I'm like, no, girl, what did we just talk about? And she like, you right. The devil just trying to get me. The devil trying to get me, ma. That she caught that so quick. Like I said, they moved from a public school to a Christian school. So right now she has Bible study. She's in the Bible. This girl is her favorite Bible book is Job right now. Okay, you hear me? And she's 11. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, like I said, when I say this child is completely different, and I'm finally listening, that's why my ears are open. So y'all need to hear your kids. That's what you coined the word kids, because kids are what? A goat, an animal. We have children. We're raising children. We're raising God's ecclesia. We have to keep the light, keep the light strong, keep the light bright. Don't let it get dim. If y'all notice your kid, then it's something, and that's what it is. Just jump on it. At this point, it is spiritual warfare here. We are spirits. We are not flesh. Once y'all realize that, it will become a lot. And you know what? When I say y'all, okay, so friends, this is when I say y'all, I'm talking to y'all, class of 02, of course, 1984 babies, of course, private school kids, of course, private school children, of course. I'm not talking to y'all public school children. I'm not, or I should call y'all kids, but I'm just playing. Anyway. So yeah, like I said, I wanted to be very specific on who I'm speaking to, and it is 84 babies, us new 40s, 2000 class of 2002, okay? And new 40s, 84 babies, thank you. 1984 babies, class of 2002, new 40s. Boom. That is who I'm talking to right now, okay? If that's not you, and y'all spiritual people, like, well, people who hear voices. If y'all literally has a child, like I said, it started as being a blood-born believer. It started in the womb, baby. You are already chosen. And if you feel a little bit unaligned or blocked or out, weird dreams, like I said, it has only taken me since May, June. So let's say June is when I started fasting. So I'm going to say just June 1st to now, sweetheart. And I've already had 3 encounters. You know what I'm saying? It's like, insane to be on the light side. Get on the light. Let's get to the light. You hear me? Get to the light. Get to the light, please. I want to save all y'all. Oh, for one next thing before I go, look. See this book right here, Deliverance from Demonic Covenants and Curses. Now, I don't know if everybody believes in covenants and curses. I don't believe it, but I believe it, and I want you to believe it too. Please. We may not know what our family was going into, whatever it is. If y'all see, and what's sad to me right now is that a lot of my friends from school has lost best friends, and we're dealing with grief and we're dealing with sadness, and this explains why Christians die young, bro. Like we need to bring everyone to, the light. Seriously, the light. Okay. So that part yeah, so I'm beginning to think grief is a demonic distraction that creeps in when we're vulnerable, sad, lost, and hurt. Living a life of honor brings divine direction. So when we are grieving, we open those doors, for familiar spirits to come in. I really want y'all to, start listening to Prophetess Tiffany Montgomery, to go to listen to Covered by God. I'm still a newbie when it comes to this Bible. You hear me? My daughter and I were baptized in in August. So August, we got baptized. So I'm at the church, Woodside Bible Church in Troy, and I take Bible studies every week. The children go to church every week. Like I said, our lifestyle completely has done a whole, yeah, just because I started to feel like this was the only base, that I mean, they didn't lack it, but like, okay, they didn't lack it. Tiffany, our church failed. Idols will fall, right? So I was attending a church in Warren, Michigan, Renaissance Unity, when Marianne Williamson was the pastor there. So with Marianne Williamson as the pastor there, I need pause. Okay. Um, I need you made me forget because the dog is barking, and now I lost my train of thought. Sorry, I'm reading. Okay. Um, where was I at? See, now I just lost my freaking train of thought because I need not to look at my cell phone. My husband's texting me. Okay. But like I said, so anyway, divine. Okay. So I think grief opens the door for all of those things to dim our lights. There we go. Grief opens the door to dim our lights. So what I'm saying about grief opening the door. So for me, like, at 12, my uncle passed. He was murdered. Then I ended up losing my aunt in '05 to breast cancer. Then I ended up losing all three of my grandmothers. My grandfather remarried, so I had a third grandma, and I lost all three of them. Cancer, and my other one, she was just older. She died in the hospital too. She was in her 90s. My praying grandmother, who I consider, but I believe all of my grandmothers were praying. But my grandma Benjamin, she was the one who I was in church with her. We were at Catholic church. I did my first communion. She was 100. They were like literally when she couldn't go to church anymore, church would come to her and give her communion. So yeah, she was. And when I was a little girl, she was one of the ladies who was a usher, I guess, at the church. So I was always there with her in Catholic church, that is. But yeah. So now fast forward to our life growing up. We're going to let's go to how we got distracted with schooling. We got distracted with, our horoscopes. We got distracted with the little, little fish we used to put in our hand, guys, when we got Chinese food as a kid, with the 8 balls, with the Ouija boards. We got distracted with Miss Cleo calling me now. We started to get distracted with the tarot, with the astrology, with this came in with more distraction. Then when I turned 13, yoga came in for me because what? I had scoliosis. So the doctors showed my mother to do yoga, and we started to do yoga at 13. So when people, as I got older, I don't think I knew what yoga really was until I was older. So let's say maybe 20 or maybe even older than that, truthfully. Hell, I could have like literally been in my 20s. Yep, I could have been like 25, 24, 25 when I found when I people started telling me about yoga being demonic and X, Y, and Z. But after so many years of me exercising with yoga from per the doctor sheets, and mind you, when you get sheets from the doctor, they're doctor terms. They're not, you don't know anything about, these other terms about whatever religion this is. So it wasn't until I was 20 something when I started saying, oh, Kundalini or the Reiki, and start reading into that and being like, oh wow. So I kind of, I didn't really practice any of that. Like I said, my brain was stuck on the doctor gave it to me, period. But after I had my children, my body didn't move the same. Like I used to do a spine roll on my back, and now I feel like my uh I don't know. It just, my body was rejecting yoga basically. When I tried to do it, my body was rejecting it. So I stopped doing it. It's been years since I've actually done it. But in my brain, I'm like, I still got my yoga mat. I'll still get down there and do it. But at this time in my life, I have repented and prayed. I'm no longer doing yoga. I have repented and prayed. And then you have to look when yoga came in. And then when my daughter was older, we did the cartoon Coco came out. So when Coco came out, since I had already felt like I was missing people, if y'all saw the cartoon Coco, when you miss someone and if you forget them on earth, they disappear in heaven, something. So we built altars. So when my daughter was about 5, 6, we started to build altars, and I wanted to introduce them to my auntie Val, my grandma, my uncles, the ones who I loved, that I lost, my best friend, my girl Kiki, who died when she was 16. You know what I'm saying? So I start bringing an altar out, and it was just a table at one point in time, and I was just, we did offerings, and I just took it as, if y'all saw that cartoon, then for the next 2, maybe 3 years, that was what it was. For their birthdays, we did cake and lit candles, and I started to sell spell jars, love jars, fertility jars, money jars. I didn't consider myself a witch. So I kind of, if I'm a supplier. Look, hey, I'm your dealer. What you need, what kind of spell you need. I got what you need to make that spell work. You know what I'm saying? So you bought your ingredients for me to go take care of what you needed to do. Yeah, with that part, that's where it kind of went. But I still didn't consider me, like, I never used that W word, never said I was. If I was, I'm like, yeah, I'm a little bit more white than it, because I've never got my tarot card reading, because that was scary to me. Because even with that, the picture that came. So I walked into one of the little witchy shops with my father-in-law. And as soon as we walked in, now the guy just having conversation. My father-in-law, he is a conversation. He, does tricks, pull his thumb off, loses your money, pull the cigarette out. He's one of them fast talkers with your hands. So they kind of knock it off, pick it up talking. And the guy said something about a couple that came in, and, about her having a daughter. This is the time I don't have a daughter. And in my brain, I'm like, oh, I wish I had a daughter, didn't. Louis left the store. Then all of a sudden that photo happened. Okay. So I was still kind of scared to go back there. So I just called him on the phone, and I think I emailed him the picture, and he told me that, you must have someone higher up on God's side. This person is on God's left side, and they have to do so much to get back on God's right side. But, whoever you got gave them permission. And I'm like, what? Mind you, him telling me this back in 2012, 2011. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Whatever year, 2012 maybe, was like Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. I wasn't. And then it kind of scared me even more, because I know I'm kind of, say that happened, I shut down. It's like, okay, I'm not trying to have nothing else come this way. You hear me? So, yeah, that happened too. Anyway, so years go by, because this is now 2024, and now I'm like, I finally have the permission to speak. So, like I said, I've been doing fasting with Covered by God since June, and come September 1st, we also fast, and by the 4th, I take a shower. And was I not broken down in my shower? King, all done. Sorry, my dog is barking. So it was the day where my daughter wanted to go to her new school to with meet friends, and they had a parenting Christian Bible school there or something. But um during this time of my praying and fast, like I said, this whole time has been this summer. Okay. I have scoliosis, as I said. Now, the left side of my back has started to, when I say hurt, ache. I have this little ball that I put, I'm going to even show you because it's like literally here. I have to put here because it's not literally on my spine, but it's on the side and it hurts. So when I'm sitting, when I'm driving, the pain in that one spot, Alexa off. That pain in that left spot was just painful. So this day I really wasn't trying to sit in the car with her. I'm like, I really wasn't trying to go. And I'm like, anyway, so I'm like, it's about 5:45. Let me take a shower and think about this guy. I take my shower. So my back is to the water and I touch my toes like I normally do. That's what I stretch in the shower. And this particular day, I stretch, but the left side, it finally has relief. And I think, like, what? That spot, okay. Then I go down further. Then I go down further. The weight that was on my back that crushed me down, baby, when I say I had a bubble from my gut coming through my chest, and I was so scared to release it, all I could say was, I surrender. My hands are out like this. When I say I was broken down like a pretzel with the weight of, I don't know, the weight was on me. And then once I said I surrender, I stood up and I faced the shower. And now the shower's pouring on me. And I'm just like, what the I see the lights in my bathroom. I see lightning in my shower. And I say, what do you want from me? And my mouth goes super fast. I didn't do how did that like literally I stood there in tears, shambles. I'm laying in the shower. When I say my mouth involuntarily moved, I didn't move it from me asking a question. What do you want me to do? Hello, this is why I'm here. I heard the call and I got an answer. Speak. So yeah, I don't know what else we're gonna be talking about. But with that being said, all I need to tell y'all to do is pray and repent. Get this book, Deliverance from Demonic Covenants and Curses. When I say read this book, when I say, read Leviticus 20, the penalties for breaking the law. When I say, if y'all are having illnesses and the hospitals can't figure it out, it's spiritual warfare. Bro, let me tell you this. So ever since I've had children, I've had gut issues, belly issues, problems with my gut. Do you hear me? I'm going to the doctor, telling them I'm getting what do you call it? Gastrology and gut test. I mean, they got to put the dye in my belly to go do my belly scopes and whatnot, and nothing, 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 nothing. On my paper, guess what it said? Body dysmorphia. What is body dysmorphia? I'm just crazy. The pain I'm feeling in my belly, I'm just crazy. Okay. Okay. It wasn't until I learned about the covenant I made with the demon Moloch for having an abortion. Once I broke the covenant with the demon Moloch, was I not released in my belly. Do you realize I would have never made a covenant with the demon Moloch if I would have known that having an abortion, I would be in a covenant with a demon named Moloch? If I didn't even want to be promiscuous because I didn't want to have sex or didn't want to catch AIDS and all these STDs out here in the world, what makes you think that I would want to not know that I could make a covenant with a demon named Moloch? Bro, sisters, brothers, that's all I'm saying is break these covenants, they are real. Oh, I didn't even say the most important part, baby. When I stood up, my back did not hurt. Did you not hear me? Bro, when I stood up out that shower and walked to the bedroom, my back did not hurt. That's why I was just in tears because I was in disbelief. Like, and for the next few days, I'm literally walking on eggshells because I'm waiting for the pain to come back. Like, it hasn't been back. This is October now. I mean, I'm 40, almost. I'm getting 40. So I mean, normal stretching and normal, but the pain that was there. And then get this, get this, get this. So listening to Tiffany Montgomery, Covered by God, when I'm doing these not challenges, but these fasting and whatnot, you have to be specific on what you want gone. And sometimes these specifics, you forget about them. You kind of forget, especially when you're not dealing with it at the time of your fasting or praying or whatever. If you're not in that that hard up season, you know what I'm saying? You kind of forget, or the issue goes silent. I've been pretty good for the past. We moved into this house December, even last year. We've been pretty good. COVID had us a little, but I mean, not even messed up because honestly, we was good during COVID. My husband figured out COVID soon because he reads the paper and it was in the paper before we even hit the bank. You hear me? So we was good, 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 good. So yeah, anyway, that's one thing about me. Like, bro, like I always prepare. I'm ready to build me a bunker and be away from all y'all. Like, I already know, bitch. I am covered by the rainbow because the rainbow is my covenant. I want everybody to get the rainbow to be their covenant, especially my friends. I'm tired of y'all dying young. I'm tired of y'all losing friends. I'm tired of my friends. I feel sorry for y'all who because I could not imagine losing any of my girls, any of my besties to my heart, my soul. I couldn't, like, bro, I'm sorry. So this is what we do. We break these covenants. We get them here. We pray. We repent to the shit we don't know because familiar spirits will still creep up in. You hear me? Like, it is real. It had me depressed and in my head, stupid for 14 years or even longer. Because you know what? I'm going to take it back to when I was when I started yoga at 13. I tried to commit suicide at 14. Don't really even understand why, because with that awkward age that I was in, I still can't even say kids made me do it. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just, why yoga? You hear me? That's what I'm saying. Spirits that creep in and keep you down. Because when I say motherhood, that's we'll talk about that. That's a whole nother kind of day when we talk about, the postpartum situation of it. But glad to get out of it. And like I said, when you're praying and fasting, you want to be specific on what you want to kill and what you want to be rid of. And what I couldn't think of it. But then something crept in and said suicide. Because one thing about me is the stories of these women and of men, and then it frightens me because I'm like, do we grow out of those thoughts or do they just get heavier? And if we can't get these spirits and these demons off of our light, they're gonna eventually take us down. So yeah, do your research, read your Bibles. I didn't want to keep y'all long. It's already 37. So yeah, Moloch. What else was I saying? Did I cover everything? Even if I didn't, I'm going to pop back on here and try to cover some more, truthfully, even if I guess I'm repeating myself. So y'all just leave comments and let me know until I do. Because at this point, like I said, I got the permission to speak and I'm going to speak freely. Okay. So coach, I'm ready. Yeah. I might be recording another one. So you know what? I think I'm going to end it here, guys. I love you to life. I do. Thank you for listening. Yeah, thank you. That's all I can say. And I'll see you on the next one.